Hey everyone, I just want to explain what you're going to be working on for today and Monday possibly. You guys are going to be creating a weather forecast. So you're going to take all of the knowledge of all of the weather information that you have, so fronts, air masses, all the different weather symbols you guys learned about yesterday, and you're going to turn it into a weather forecast. So what you see here is the map that you guys are going to be using to create your forecast. So it's totally blank, and what you're going to be doing is creating and putting on all of the fronts and the air masses that we've learned about to create a weather forecast. So if you look at the rubric, you'll see what you need to have. So you need to have all the fronts. You need to have a cold, a warm, an occluded, and a stationary fronts. So somewhere on your map you need to have all of that labeled on there. It needs to be in color. You need to also have air pressure. You need to have a high and a low air pressure system. So part of the rubric is that you have a high and a low pressure systems represented correctly with isobars. So if you remember, isobars are the lines of equal pressure. So you need to have the isobars surrounding these areas of high and low pressure in order for it to be correct. Precipitation, so using the weather map symbols from the worksheet that we did yesterday at the end of class. So you need to have those in correct locations at frontal boundaries. So if you remember, at fronts, especially at cold fronts and warm fronts and occluded fronts, and the stationary fronts you guys are going to put, there will be precipitation. So whether it's storms or just rain, you need to include that amount of precipitation at those fronts. You need to have a key, so saying what is a warm front, what color is it, if I look at a map, how can I tell that that's what it is. All the weather symbols you need to have on there. And then you also are going to be creating a national weather forecast. So you need to make a forecast script, and it needs to be complete, correct, and clear. We're not going to be necessarily making a video of this, but you're going to be writing the script for your created weather map. So after you create your weather map with all the fronts and air pressures and air masses and isobars, then you're going to be creating a weather forecast for that area. So I gave you an example here for a weather forecast for an area. I don't really expect you to use that, but if you want to, you can take some things from that, some ideas, and then create your own forecast. And this is what you're going to turn in. So I've also put this on Schoology. So if you go under your science course, then meteorology, it's right at the top under weather forecasting activity, and I have that it's due on Monday. So you'll be creating a weather map using all the fronts, air pressure, and weather symbol information you have learned. Use the weather map examples to help you decide how you want your map to look. So here's some examples. So you have an occluded front with a low pressure, some warm front, a cold front, a little bit of a stationary front here. You can see precipitation along the fronts, and then you can see our nice isobars circling our low pressure and then our high pressure as well. Here's another example with some of the same fronts. And then you have another one as well. You can look up others, or you can kind of use these as examples. Do not give me the exact same thing as this. That it would be considered plagiarism. These are just examples to help give you an idea of where to start. So then after you have completed your map, you will write a national weather forecast script. You may use the example script as a guide or view a few example weather forecasts to create your own. So how do we read a weather map is here, and then there's an example of a national weather forecast video. You can just kind of go off of things that I've been talking about in class, keeping in mind that the arrows point towards the direction of front movement. So you have lots of different movement going on, and remember that high pressure rotates clockwise, low pressure rotates counterclockwise, and you can kind of go from there. And you're just going to be creating this writing. If you would like to go the extra step and create a video, that's fine too. You create a screencast, that sounds fun. But the assignment is that you create a weather map script based off of your created weather forecast map. So if you have any questions, I will be around to help. Otherwise, good luck and have fun.